let's talk about the classic New Year, New Me trap. You know, it's that time of year where you feel this overwhelming pressure to completely change your life. Suddenly we find ourselves in the gym 5 times a week. We've thrown out all of the food in our house and we've decided to read 20 books in the next month. Sounds good, but is it realistic? Maybe not. And let's be honest, you're probably still recovering from the holidays, where it's endless family gatherings. You've got to be over there, then you've got to be over there. Constant mess, food comas, and an endless to-do list. You're probably feeling a little bit more burnt out than rejuvenated. So adding a mountain of new goals to your plate right now might not be the best idea. This is exactly why gyms are packed in January and completely dead in February. People set goals that are way too big and too fast, and then they end up getting burnt out and then discouraged and then give up entirely. So how do we avoid this trap? The answer is simple. Small, sustainable changes. Breaking bad habits, making time for new habits. Let's take a few examples that might be on your New Year's resolution list. If you do a little bit of exercise already, maybe committing to 1 or 2 times a week to start with is a good idea, then you can build on that. And if you are totally new to any sort of movement, perhaps just a walk, stretching, yoga, or some gentle movement is a great place to start. If you've read 19 books this year, setting a goal of 20 is realistic. However, if you don't read, perhaps you want to start with maybe 1 to 5 this year. You'll feel accomplished and motivated and want to keep going, especially if they're really good books. You don't need to overhaul everything that you eat. Start by adding 1 healthy meal a week. Focus on progress, not perfection. Maybe you have 2 sugars in your tea at the moment, so try 1.5, and then maybe by the end of the year you'll be completely off or down to half a teaspoon. If you're trying to cut out some ultra processed food, which we know scientifically is very bad for us, perhaps try making one thing from scratch. Something like mayo, or a little sweet treat, or a protein-packed snack. Look up a recipe online and give it a crack. We now dedicate a lot of time on a Sunday to meal prep. This is the day that we have the most time, and that's something that we want to prioritise, the food that we eat. The key here is to make tweaks to things that you're already doing, so it doesn't seem like that much effort. And if it is something that you're trying that's totally new, take baby steps. Instead of feeling discouraged and crappy when you don't meet this impossible standard that you've set. Maybe don't start with 30 minutes a day. There's loads of apps and things on YouTube where you could try just a 5-minute meditation that's guided. It will talk you through it and it makes it a lot easier when you're first starting out. Meditation is quite hard. It's a practice and you'll have days where you find it easier than others, but stick at it. If perhaps you're in this cycle of each year or every few months starting to try this healthier lifestyle and it's just not sticking, look into why. Perhaps you are surrounded by people that just want to eat fast food and play video games all day. It's going to be really hard to say no to things in those situations. If you're trying to give up smoking and your best friend or someone that you work with smokes, you might want to unfriend them for a little while. Your surroundings, including people, either aid or hinder your progress when it comes to goals and habits. So if you are finding it really hard to stick to these new habits and goals that you've set, it might not be you. It might be people or cues around you making it impossible. So you might need to look at these factors to help you achieve your goals. I started 2024 with a mindset that I wanted to live a happier, healthier life. And looking into it, I was quite overwhelmed with all the suggestions, like, you need to do all of these habits and set these goals, and it's just, there's so much that you need to do, really. I started with one small thing, and that was just to get up earlier, because I was like, how am I going to do all of these things when I don't have enough time as it is? And I thought, if I get up an hour earlier, I have an extra hour. And that one small habit made a huge difference to build from there. I had extra time to do some work or go to the gym or go for a longer walk with Rocco. All of those being super helpful when it comes to me feeling happier. I also had some more time to read, and in James Clear's Atomic Habits, he mentions that if you improve just 1% at something a day for a year, you'll end up 37 times better at it. 1% seems doable, right? It's just about being consistent and doing something every day. A few other things that struck me were to fall in love with the progress rather than the end goal. If you're waiting to be happy until you get a six-pack, you might be waiting a long time. Whereas if you try and enjoy your time at the gym, put on a banging playlist or a podcast that you really like, go with some mates and hang out, make some new friends. The whole process is enjoyable rather than just thinking about the end goal, and you're not going to be happy and satisfied until you get there. And it might not ever come. This also feeds into the thought that when it comes to the process of change, we tend to concentrate on the outcome we want to achieve. This leads to outcome-based habits. Alternatively, we can build identity-based habits, who we want to become. So from I want a six-pack to I want to be a fit person living a healthy lifestyle. This way of thinking made me realise that it wasn't just going to the gym that was going to make me a fit and healthy person. It was a lot of other choices that I was making in my daily life. Will that cookie help me be the person that I want to be? Will watching 4 hours of TV help me be the person that I want to be? It's diet, sleep, knowledge, injury prevention, so many things. I would definitely recommend reading Atomic Habits to help forming new habits and getting rid of bad ones in a realistic way. Another couple of books that I recommend are Stolen Focus by Johann Hari. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Johann Hari. Stolen Habits will help with your focus and attention. It's a little bit of a terrifying read, but it will help you with your time management. And finally, Essentialism, a great book to find out what is essential and what is a complete waste of time and energy. One of the many things that I've learnt from these books is to be specific when setting goals or forming new habits. Instead of, I want to get fit, so I'm going to go to the gym, try actually looking up a workout plan so you know what you're doing when you go to the gym. And say at Tuesday morning at 9 AM, I'm going to do an upper body workout. Thursday evening at 6 o'clock, I'm going to do a lower body workout. And Saturday afternoon at 2 PM, I'm going to go for an hour's walk. I'm going to look at improving my diet by making one healthier choice a day, by saying no to something that I probably know that I shouldn't have, or by adding a fruit and vegetable to a meal that I'm already making. This has proven to be more effective than just being very vague and blasé. Remember, the new year doesn't mean having to start afresh with a million new things. You're allowed to ease into it. In fact, that's the best way to do it if you want any of these things to stick. So let's leave the new year, new me mindset in 2024. Instead, let's focus on building a better, more sustainable, happier versions of ourselves. One small step at a time. If this video resonated with you, drop your thoughts in the comments section below with one small goal that you're setting this year. Thanks for watching.